Old Tom, our student here, is hard at it now. He's doing an IF alignment on his dad's radio. He's got the tube in that he needed, but he's not getting any reception on the broadcast band, just a shortwave. So he's plugging away, aren't you, Tom?
Plugging is
about as far. That's an overstatement, right? He's getting there bit by bit, and he's never done this before until the other day when I set up a signal generator for him. So everything he does, he's going to learn new. He's doing real good there. See how much better it sounds now?
Now
sounds. Yeah, now you need to crank it down. You want to get it to minimum. No, your attenuator. Use your attenuator. There you go, just to where you can barely hear it. Get it up there so where you can barely hear it. You play it back and forth. Meanwhile, while Tom is laboring away with his dad's radio, I have a CB base station here. It is a Cobra 99 LTD. And when I first got it, he gave it to me. He said, you can have this. It used to belong to my dad. He was a big CB guy. And he brought over 3 CBs, actually, a couple of mobile Midlands, and also this base station here that didn't work. And it just didn't do a thing. It wouldn't light up, it wouldn't power up, it wouldn't do anything. And after a little bit of messing around with it, I'm actually able to get some channels to light up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it in the daylight. There we go. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, I've got that all lit up. Got our power meter lit up, our signal strength meter, and we're actually getting some noise out of it. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not. Very low noise. I don't know if you can hear that or not, so I may have to do some more work. But right now, I've got it connected to an antenna on top of our band to serve as our ground plane. It's just a magnetic. I'm trying to see if I can get anything to come in, maybe louder static if nothing else. So that's what our future holds right now. Well, we're just not getting any noise out of this thing, and I don't know why. I've got the volume all the way up, the RF gains all the way up. Nothing's working on the squelch. I've got the automatic noise limiter down. I got it on you know, the normal channels. And NB, I'm not sure what that is. I have to look it up. CB. And every time I turn the channel, I am getting a change in power, as you can see. But anyway, everything's working so far, except for we're not getting any noise. I've hooked up the microphone to it and checked to see if we get a transmit light. Let me zoom in here. It's very difficult to see because of the sunlight out here today. There we go. That's what we're getting when I hit the button. Alright, let's see what we get now with the microphone hooked up, see if I get any noise. Well, after spraying out the old squelch button, or the squelch slider here, and I went ahead and hit the RF gain, the volume, and I just hit them all. But the squelch button was our problem. Once I got that thing cleared up, we got lots of good sound. Old Tom got a little, you know, he just got tired of working on his dad's radio. It was cooperating, but only to a certain degree, and the frustration was beginning to set in, like it does with all new guys to the hobby. So we're stopping it for today.
Before I throw it across the room.
There you go. That's what. Yeah, I've thrown a couple across the room. So I gave him a. He said he's got VHS tapes at home, but no VHS player, and I have several of those. So. I don't know if this one works. I know it lights up. We're going to go ahead and open it up, and I'm going to show him how to clean the heads and get it ready to go. So that's his next little project. He won't be frustrated with this unless the insides are completely burnt up. How's that for a dirty VCR? Holy mackerel.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that up there. I've seen worse, but this one is pretty darn dirty.
30 years, 35 years? What's the year on it?
I don't know. What does it say? It doesn't say. He'll be there somewhere. Anyway, old Tom, he's going to use the air compressor. I'm going to set it up and blow it out, see if we can't make it look a lot more pretty. Those of you who have been watching my videos for quite a while know that I no longer do radio repair and restoration videos on YouTube anymore. I leave that to the smarter guys, you know. I did my best as long as I could, and I wanted to move on to something else. There's plenty of them out there now, so you don't have to worry about, let me get positioned here, you don't have to worry about a lack of watching people do that sort of thing. However, I also said that if I ever ran across anything in the process of, you know, repairing radios, because I would continue to do it, I just wouldn't do it on YouTube. If I ran across anything that I thought would be kind of unique and maybe you'd like to know, or I think you should know about it for future reference, that I would bring it up. Well, the situation has come up. The situation has come up. What we had here was a radio that was essentially dead. It would barely make any noise at all. We ran through the alignment procedure. I showed Tom how to do that. And we kind of got noise, but that was about it. Nothing was working. And after, you know, going through the alignment procedure twice to make sure he did it right, it was determined that there was something wrong with these trimmer caps right here. There's 4 trimmer caps right here, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 4 and 5 was giving us problems. 4 being the shortwave oscillator. I believe it's the shortwave oscillator. Let me double check just to be sure. I don't want to. Let me see. Number 4 is the broadcast band oscillator. The broadcast band oscillator is number 4, which is this one right there. Okay, what we have there is a screw. It's, you know, it's a standard mica, variable mica cap, adjustable. You have a screw that goes through there, and there is a plate. Let me zoom in a little closer. As you can see there, this is one plate right here. The other plate is these 2 looking legs that stick out on each side of the screw. And what happens is, you know, when you adjust the screw in or let it out, they squeeze together like this. Now in between those 2 plates is a sheet of mica, a little tiny square sheet of mica, about maybe 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch. Well, on this particular radio, the mica deteriorated between the 2 plates. And unfortunately, I was unable to remove the old, because as you can see that rivet right there? That goofy looking rivet right there? There's a rivet on all 4 of them like that. The mica is riveted in to the bottom plate. Well, what kind of crap is that? Let me see if I can get a better light in here. Now you can see the rivet a lot better. What kind of crap is that to put a rivet through the mica? Well, that presented a problem. I couldn't remove the mica to clean it. I wasn't sure if it had deteriorated or it needed cleaning. I didn't know what the situation was. It's hard to look down in there. Once you remove the screw, even with these dog leg things, you know, spread apart from the bottom plate, these things moved up about that far on both sides. It's one plate. Even then, I couldn't really tell what condition the mica was in, and I didn't want to take it out because I couldn't take it out because it would rip. I'd have to rip it out with these rivets holding it in. Well, that presented a real problem. So what do we do about that? Well, lucky me, I guess a couple of months ago I was working on a radio, and I found a mica capacitor, a large brown mica capacitor that had the side completely blown off of it, exposing the mica. The plastic piece, it was a two-layer capacitor, plastic on each side, you know, and with the mica sandwiched between. And of course it needed to be replaced. But I decided to find out how much mica was really in there. Well, it turned out to be, my God, it was like 15 tiny sheets in there, I think it was. So I said, well, I'm not going to throw these away. I'm going to keep those things. Someday they might come in handy. Well, lo and behold, here it is, you know, a couple of months later, and I have a need for one. But what was I going to do about that riveted mess there? Well, the obvious solution was to remove the screw and spread this thing apart, spray it out very lightly with contact cleaner, get out as much dirt as you can, and then take a piece of that mica that I had right here, and don't bother cutting it, just leave it like that because it was about the right size, and then just slip it right down in there on top of the existing mica, and then tighten the screw up, and it would, you know, we'd have a double layer mica in there, which would work just as well. Now the big problem was, how was we going to get a hole in there for the screw? Well, that was a problem easily solved, believe it or not, easier than I thought. Took a piece of wood, 2x4, Set the little piece of mica on here, like so. Then I just fired up my motor tool with a small burr on it. Well, first we stuck it down in there, positioned it where it was, and then took a marker and stuck through there and went round and round and round and round to mark on the mica where the hole had to be. Then we extracted the mica out, and without disturbing the existing mica. That was what's important. And then I took a little bitty burr on the end of my motor tool, and I held it in place with one hand. I went zzz, just zzz, 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 wherever that black mark was. And believe it or not, I was able to cut a hole through there with that little tiny burr without cracking or breaking the mica into pieces. I was astonished by that. I figured we'd go through 4 or 5 of those things before we got it right. Hit it on the first one. This stuff's pretty tough. This is a mineral, a rock that's been cut very, very thin. Comes out of the earth. It's called mica. And they used it for its dielectric, good dielectric qualities and its heat, ability to withstand heat. And it was cheap. You can bet on that. So anyway, I then took the old mica after I got it done with the hole, slipped it down in there on C4, put the screw back in through the hole, tightened it on down, and voila, the radio came to life again. Now I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do the same thing for all 4 of these little babies right here. They're cantankerous as can be. But that was how to fix that if you happen to have, 15 pieces of mica laying around like I did. By the way, if you're wondering why I did the repair on that mica and not Tom, Tom is supposed to be over here learning this stuff, right? That was something that was a little out of his league. He's just learning, just starting, and he was wondering, like, what are you doing, So he probably would have either broken it or misaligned it or something, trying to get it in there. And, I've had a lot of experience with a moto tool, and just barely touching little things and cutting holes. And I don't think Tom did, but he was content to sit back and watch me. And he's going to do the next one, actually. Well, I'm happy to say that I think the dog days of summer are finally over in Arkansas. Look at this rain. This is the first rain we've had like this since the spring. Boy, this is great. We love, look at them flashing lights. This is great, but the temperature's going down. It's supposed to be in the 80s starting tomorrow for quite a while. And I'll be able to maybe get myself out there and work on the old Thunderbird. Can't wait. Of course, I still got to get the wife off the wallet. Well, right now I am trying to troubleshoot and find out the problem with the DX160 realistic radio. AM broadcast man is shortwave, and I am having 0 luck. So I went in the house and got a cup of coffee, and while I was in there, I got on the computer, and one of our good subscribers who's been with us for about 5 years, his YouTube handle is Mr. Mac 5150. Well, I think it was the last video. He said, John, you need to get on Zello, ZELLO.com. I have a channel there, he said. It's the politics channel. You need to get on there and become one of our members. We have 10,000 subscribers, and I am the most hated man in the entire universe. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, is this Mr. Mac 5150 we're talking about here? I couldn't believe it. For 5 years he'd leave a little one-liner, as far as a comment goes. He was the guy, I don't know, for those of you who watch my videos, you remember a while back I told you Mr. Mac was always worried about my money, spending my money on this and that, and he worried more about my money than I did. Anyway, it was surprising to hear him say that he was hated. I'm like, how can this? I always call him Brother Mac. Brother Mac, he's been Brother Mac since the first time he put a comment up on YouTube. Well, I told him no, I'm not going to do that. You don't want to hear my views on politics. It just wouldn't be good. Because I have my ways of thinking, and that's all there is to it. And I've been on this planet a long time, and I've been my mind and attitudes and just everything in general concerning politics have already been molded. I'm not going to be twisted and shaped and screwed up by a bunch of weirdos out there that think they know Democrats. There you go, see, it's just weirdos and Democrats just came right in there, Anyway, I decided, well, okay. He said, no, you'd be great. You know, we can interview you and all. I said, well, you know, nobody wants to listen to me. You know, I'm lucky to have the YouTube subscribers I do have. You know, there's people out there, you know, they can generate 10 million subscribers on a broken fingernail. You know, it's just amazing. It takes me years and years to get what we have. And I'm really appreciative of the ones we do have and the ones that have stuck around. We have some really good people on this channel. And I don't know, maybe just some of those channels that have a high subscriber count, they like to have arguments and all that crap. I don't want to do that. We want to keep this channel, you know, oriented toward the family and then, you know, your basic American patriotic Republican right wing, okay? That's what we're looking for, you know. Conservative stuff, you know, real meat of America, you know. Oh, I'm just kidding there. But anyway, I decided to go ahead and download Zello and get on, and tonight I get on there. Now keep in mind, I've been calling this guy Brother Mac for 5 years, and I get on there tonight, and I typed. You can talk on your microphone with a headset on. You can hear everybody talk, and you can put in your 2 cents. It's kind of neat. I didn't know it even existed, so I decided to type. I listened for a couple of days actually. The last couple of days I've been piping in, you know, not piping in, but you know, dropping in and listening, you know, eavesdropping, just to see what was going on. And I found out there's more to it than politics. You know, it's just different things. And I said, well, this sounds like a pretty good channel. You know, yeah, maybe I ought to give it a shot. So tonight when I went in for coffee, I got on and I saw that Mr. Mac 5150 was there. He was online. He was commenting or, you know, talking to people. And I said, I typed in, because you have the option of, you know, voice or type. So I typed in first, Brother Mac. And then I hit enter. Well, you know, it went right on by. Nothing happened. You know, so he's still talking to these people. And I typed in Brother Mac again, you know. Nothing, you know. It goes on by. And he never responded. Now, keep in mind, he's the one that invited me on this thing. So I'm thinking, you know, what's going on here? Maybe I just ought to just, you know, uninstall the program, forget the whole thing. But I said, well, we'll give him one more try, you know. 3 strikes, you know. So this time I went in with the voice and I said, new guy here, how you doing, Brother Mac? And he comes back and he says, well, I'm doing fine. It's good to see you're a new member here. He says, I hope you've read the rules and, you know, no cussing, no swearing and things like that, you know, a limited amount, you know, that sort of thing. And I said, well, you know, you invited me here. And he says, well, I invite a lot of people, you know. He says, it's just the way it is, you know. I invite a lot of people I meet. And I said, well, has anybody ever called you Brother Mac? Now keep in mind, this guy, it was really fascinating I wish you'd have seen this conversation. And he says, well, people have called me a lot of things over the years, and it hasn't rung a bell yet, you know. And a lot of people have called me a lot of things over the years, he said, so, you know, I don't know, I guess. I said, well, let me throw in this word, Arkansas. Well, all of a sudden there's this big silence. It lasted at least 5 seconds. But then all of a sudden it was, oh my God, you know, it's John, you know. It's just, I mean, the light bulbs all went off at once in his head, you know. And but he told me he was a little bit senile. That's why, you know, he didn't remember inviting me and all that stuff. But when the light bulbs went on, it was like a million old-time 1930s movies flash bulbs, you know. It was really funny. Anyway, he goes on there. He says, I want everybody to meet John from Arkansas. He's just this and he's just that. And, you know, I was really embarrassed by it all. You know, he talked about the Bob Ross painting I did and radios and my Thunderbird and telling me, and, you know, and everybody's just sort of out there. I'm sure they're going, you know, scratching their ear. You know, the old, the thing we used to do when I was in high school. Where is it? I don't even know where it's at, you know. You take a pencil, you know, you put it in your ear, dig around your ear, you know, where the teacher got bored, you know. But anyway, I appreciate what he said, but I did not expect it. It was really comical. Anyway, yeah, I talked a little bit. Matter of fact, I probably talked more than I should. You know how I am. You know, when I get wound up, and I'm really wound up today. I like to be wound up because I have to be wound up when I'm trying to fix these stupid radios. You know, I broke this radio myself. It worked fine until I messed it up. So my fault. I'm guilty. Anyway, I wanted everybody to know about Zello.com. You go ahead and you download it and you install it, and then you pick yourself a name and a username and a password, and from then on, you find the channels that are offered on Zello, and then you just basically sign on that channel. You select that channel, and it pops up on your little window on the left, and every time you come on, I have a check mark in the block that says come online on Zello whenever this is activated. You don't have to, you can do it yourself each time. But anyway, I had a really good time, and you activate the forum in there that you want, or the channel you want. They have all kinds. Right now I signed up for 2, Mr. Max Politics, and the other one is Old Time Radio. So we'll see how that goes. I haven't done much in Old Time Radio, but some of the channels haven't been active for a few years. I guess they started a channel. You can start your own channel. You can start a channel, nobody applied, nobody showed up, so they just kind of let it go, It's really a shame, but politics seems to be, there's several politics, don't get me wrong. This one is Mr. Mac 5150 Politics. So if you want to kind of trip on over someday, and it's really fun. I enjoyed it, He had to go off to work. I didn't know he worked. I thought he was retired. And he lives in California, so we always have a lot to talk about California. They're going through some really wicked turmoil right now in their major cities. Oh, poor people. Anyway, that's another segment here in the latest Mish-Mash video. I have no idea what's coming up next.
Okay there, John. First day of college, where you at?
I have officially moved into my dorm.
Your dorm, UCA, got 2 rooms. You got a roommate here, okay. So answer some questions that Papa would ask that I have no idea he would ask, but you would.
I'm going to kick butt and take names. I've come to show no mercy.
No, about something like
college?
this. College.
I'm going to do the best I can, which means I'm going to get straight A's.
Oh, we like that, yeah.
I'm going to graduate top of my class.
Bonus scholarships?
Bonus scholarships, make lots of money.
Yeah, to help pay for school,
to help
right?
pay for school, of course.
Yeah, so you can work less and study more, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Ready to rock?
What are you going to do tomorrow on your off day?
I want to go see a movie, Papa.
You get your priorities straight. Okay,
Yeah.
bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, we have post-move-in at the campus, John here. How's it going so far? Now, you've been in class how many days now?
2 days.
2 days. And how so far so good?
Yeah, so far it's going great. Not too shabby. I'm getting in there, and I've already got some homework, but nothing too complicated.
A
So
lot of bad professors,
yeah, how dare they?
Now, I want to discuss something with you I think is very important for maybe other young people or other adults even. Ever since you were very, very small, when you made your very first money, whether it was for a birthday present, tooth fairy, what did you have to do with that money?
My dad made me take half of it and put it in a savings account.
Now that was mandatory?
Mandatory, everything.
No flexibility at all.
Yeah, yes.
And you've done that ever since you were very tiny.
Paychecks, gifts,
anything.
money we would take from recycling cans. Half of it always went into my savings account.
And now you have enough in your savings account to cover your college tuition, right?
Yes.
Now, it was kind of a bummer. It was kind of a bummer at the time. I mean, if Grandma and I would give you $100, $50 that had to go in the bank, right?
But now I'm gonna get to keep a lot more of my money
That's
once I graduate.
So was your dad right or wrong?
I can't say he was right. I just can't do that. But I'll say he wasn't wrong.
Okay. Yeah, the old man can be pretty tough at times, can't he? Well, let me ask you this: are you going to do that to your kid if you ever have one?
Heck, I might make him put 75% of it.
No, there you go. That's even worse. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad that school is going good. And you're also going down to a gym in Little Rock and practicing with a fighter named who?
Bryce Mitchell. Yeah.
Bryce Mitchell. Now,
UFC fighter.
the current UFC fighter. That's right. And you and him are pretty good friends. You get to know. You've known him quite a bit, right?
Yeah, I've got to know him for a year, or train with him for off and on for a year, and now I'm getting to actually train with him pretty much every day.
That's
so
great.
It's really nice.
But we can't let it interfere with school.
Of course.
Now, you went out to Nashville to watch him fight
Yes.
in a UFC fight out
One of my
there.
favorite experiences of my life.
Yeah,
So much
he
fun.
20-minute fight made what, 150 grand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made a lot of money. 50 grand like that.
Just like that. Yeah, that was fantastic. All right, now how's the dorm? Is it comfy?
Yeah, my bed's comfortable. All my roommates, well, I have a suite, so we have like a living room and then 2 rooms, and I share a room with someone. And, but all 4 of them are pretty nice. So.
Oh, is it kind of quiet in the dorm, or?
It can be pretty quiet sometimes.
Well, you're in the honors dorm. It's kind of a nerdy outfit anyway. Right?
It's not really the honors one. It's like the medical hall one. So everyone's kind of like, we've been doing our studying and we watch TV every now and then, play video games.
But they're all driven to graduate.
Yes,
is that right?
everyone wants to graduate and
That's great.
graduate with good grades.
That's what we want to hear.
Surround yourself with people like-minded. So.
Oh yeah. You see anybody negative, you send them my way. I'll straighten them out. Okay. All right. Well, we're glad to have you. He's over here today, getting free food and having his laundry done for nothing, right?
Exactly.
And we've already gone to a movie. We're going to go to another one, aren't we?
Yes.
I hope. We're going to go to lots of movies. All right. That's all we need, because it's starting a thunderstorm here again. We need to get out of the rain. One more question. How's Mary doing? Your girlfriend? Is she handling the separation?
Terribly.
She misses you terribly?
Yeah.
Why? What do you got that Mary wants? Okay, I'm going to show a picture of Mary and you at the prom, in your prom, the last prom you had in your senior year, just to show everybody what John is missing.
I'm missing quite a bit.
She's a doll. Okay. It is my non-expert opinion that the problem is this capacitor right here. It is wiped out, I think. So I'm going to change it out. I'm going to put a different kind of capacitor in there. I don't know what I did with it right here. This is the one we're going to throw in there. And hopefully that'll fix the problem. Now if it does not, if the radio, because the radio's dead in the water right now, except for the lights come on, you know, there's power, but there's no audio whatsoever going through any of these things. So if it turns out that it fixes the problem, great. We'll just put the top back on, we're good to go. If not, well, yeah, we don't worry about anything. We just keep on troubleshooting, because it could be this little chip right here that it's attached to. It could be one, the other, or a combination of both. This little baby right there. So let's start with the capacitor. That's always the cheapest and the easiest. Well, I have the capacitor removed, and we're going to put it on my little machine right here. The machine itself was sent to me by my electronics mentor, Brendan, up there in Detroit, and this black plastic case was sent to me by a very nice family who watch my videos up there in Maine, the Coupolas. I believe it's pronounced Coupolas. It's K-A-U-P-P-I-L-A. I believe it's pronounced the Coupolas. Very nice family. That's these folks right here I have on the wall. That's this is the pictures they sent to me. Christmas. That's a very nice family up there. Good folks. Good folks. And there is one of the sons making a pen that they sent me also. Very nice family. Anyway, what we're going to do, I was able to, you know, put the machine inside. This thing is just this little machine is a wonder. It's just amazing. What we do is we take our little capacitor. You can get these machines, by the way, on eBay for like less than $5 or $6. They're wondrous. Yeah, they test everything, you know, diodes, capacitors, all kinds of crap. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take your little, it doesn't matter which one you put it in. That's what's really great. You just go ahead and stick it on there like that. And then after it's in there, you lock it down with this handle. See those things closing right there? It closes around the legs. So let me get that. Let me get it in there. Alright, she's in there, locked in nice and tight. Like I said, it really doesn't matter which you put it in. You put top or bottom, but it doesn't matter which leg goes where. There's a little kind of a little separation there, but that little separation is meaningless. That little blue separation right there, meaningless. Don't worry about it. Put it in there, lock her down. Now all you have to do is hit the button. Beautiful little machine. I just love this thing. It's testing it, testing it. Unknown or damaged part. Just as I thought. It is bad. I went ahead and installed that new capacitor in, didn't do a thing, so that means the chip is bad. That's the last 2 items on the list. Last night I got on, it's the next day, and last night I got on the internet, ordered 4 of these. There was a guy selling 4 of these chips for $8, so I went ahead and bought them. We'll change this out, and maybe in the next video we'll see how it works, but I'm almost 100% positive that that chip will fix our problem. That is our output amplifier. Well, as I said, it is the next day, and last night while I was ordering that chip, I went ahead and reviewed the video so far to see if anything needed to be added or changed or deleted, and I came to realize it's a little too long, so I need to get wrapping it up. Anyway, the temperatures have really gone down in Arkansas. They're going to be down for at least the next couple of weeks, so yes, we will be getting back to the Thunderbird this coming week. It'll take me a while to put together. I've got to order a couple of parts, so it'll take me a while to get those parts in. And like I said, the wife has to get off the wallet. August is our month for our big expenses. We don't have any debts or any bills, but we do have expenses. And we program everything so it's paid in the month of August, so we can cruise on into Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the New Year and not have to worry about anything. The only thing we have left to pay between now and the first of the year is our property taxes, and they're due in October, so that's I like to pay those later when they're due, not in advance. So anyway, all our expenses, no debts, all of our expenses will be wrapped up in August, which is kind of nice. We don't have to do anything until the following August. So I guess that's it for now, and until next time.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
What? Oh, yeah, I do have mail. Hang on a second. I almost forgot. In the last Mish-Mash video, I told you that I received $200 from Buzz 1151 up there in Portland, Mr. Antifa wannabe. He said he sent me $200, because he really liked my idea that I put forth in the last Thunderbird video. And I said, everybody send me $100, and I made sure I said, no, for you it's 200. Well, up here on the wall, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've got $200 in Monopoly money he sent me. But I told him, don't worry about it. I've still got old 64 goat. He'll take care of me. My old 64 goat ship will come in. Well, guess what? It did come in, and I'm going to show you the stamp on this. This is the letter that I got a few days ago from old 64 goat up in Connecticut. I want you to see the stamp. I'm very impressed with this. Check that out. Uncle Dorkle and old 64 goat. These are actual stamps. Look at that. I really like that. This is taken in his backyard behind his house. He's got 2 of them. I don't know why he spent $1 to send this thing. Now, was that cool or was that cool? Now, what I'm going to do is now, Goat, he said he'd send me $100. Now, I'll tell you what, I need that $100. I'll probably use it for a fuel pump. I'll buy a fuel pump with it, Goat. Don't you worry about a thing. He said it was in the mail, and by golly, I believe him, I mean, he's not like old Antifa wannabe up there. Let's go ahead and open this baby up here. I just want everybody to see what a generous guy he is. He's a pretty thoughtful fella, And even though he's a Yankee. Some Yankees are good though, especially up in Maine and now in Connecticut. Let's see what we got here. Oh my goodness. This is fantastic. Dear John, in appreciation of your great videos and all the hard work on your 66 Thunderbird, please accept this gift certificate from one old fart to another. Guy knows me. Just show this certificate to any clerk at any Flockett Auto Parts store. They have over 300. I never heard of a Flockett Auto Parts store. They also carry a full line of vintage Ford Thunderbird parts. Best regards, old 64 Goat. P.S. If I can be of any more help, please feel free to call me. Well, I might just do that. Let's take a look at this gift certificate. I don't know about this. This kind of looks a little hokey to me. Maybe not. First I got to find a flock at auto parts store. I never heard of that, you know. Here it is, $100 gift certificate, good at any auto flock or at flock at auto parts store. Paid to John from Arkansas. Here it is. There it is right there. Gift certificate, $100. I don't know. I'm beginning to think this might be just as hokey as what Buzz 1151 sent me. That's old Uncle Dorkle there. Oh, man. We're going to have to put that on the wall next to Cheapskate up there in Portland, Mr. Antifa Wannabe. Well, I thank you very much there, Bill. His name is Bill, old 64 goat. He's been very thoughtful, although I don't think I'm going to be able to do much with this. I never would have thought of that one. But I got to tell you, I am impressed with your stamps. I'm going to look into that myself. I assume they're called like vanity stamps or something. I'm going to look into that. That was cool. Well, thank you all. I appreciate it. And I know that Uncle Dorkle, Bill, and his son Tommy all had something to do with this. I just know they did. And it's even signed officially. Yep, there it is. CEO signature. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. All right, until next time, this is John. I'm going to go ahead and keep that certificate right here on the wall. Right next to old Buzz 1151's funny money. Anytime I want to know who the 2 cheapest subscribers are that I have, I'll just glance up here at the wall. Unlike the couple, I guess it's Capilla family maybe. Unlike the Capilla family. Yeah, those are good folks. And these 2 guys, cheapos.